The Eagles' mantra is raining threes, meaning if you want to play for FGCU, you got to be able to shoot the long ball. I can't believe I'm doing this, but here goes nothing. Oh, I did not see that coming. The Red Sox are looking to claim their 4th championship in the last 14 years. The city of Boston, they're looking for their 11th championship this century. I caught up with some Boston fans and asked them if winning ever gets old, as well as an MLB legend about his World Series prediction, and some of their answers may surprise you. To college basketball, where FGCU dropped to 0-2 in the season yesterday in their home opener against UMBC. The Eagles played 35 minutes of really good basketball and led the Retrievers by 10. Some not-so-good things happened down the stretch, and they ended up losing by 4. If you hopped on FGCU's Twitter page, you'd think the season was over and the sky was falling. Just 2 games into the year. Calm down. Listen to Coach Fly.
Nobody is going to be in January and February what they are right now. So my hope is that's a game that we win in about 2 to 3 weeks in the same situation.
So as Aaron Rodgers famously said, relax. The only 2 starters who have played any significant Division I college basketball minutes before this year are Caleb Cato and Zach Scott. And at this point last season, they had a total of 10 points combined. Cato has already shown signs of significant improvement, scoring more points in the first 2 games this season than he scored in any games at all last year. Scott had a bad shooting performance yesterday, but that's not going to be the norm. For goodness sakes, he shot 41% from 3 as a freshman. Outside of those 2, only one other player who played yesterday has logged any D1 minutes. To say this team was young would be an understatement. So RELAX. The reaction on Twitter was like they finished last in the conference for a decade. It's year 2 of a rebuild. All 3 freshmen that played yesterday were 3-star recruits coming out of high school. Quanzi Samuels, Dakota Rivers, and Jalen Harper. They all showed signs of why Michael Fly brought them here to Dunk City. Let them grow and develop. People want to play for Fly. He's a solid young coach and an even better person. If they're playing like this in February, then you have the right to freak out. Until then, relax. ASUN play begins in still a handful of weeks, so calm down and stop calling for people's jobs on Twitter. All right, rant over. Hasn't got on the court just yet, but who knows? Maybe tonight will be the night that Brandon suits up in an NBA game for the first time. I'm Andrew McDevitt, live from the Amway Center in downtown Orlando. A battle for supremacy in the SEC East today. The 6th-ranked Florida Gators and the 9th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. A rivalry game that's been played since the early 20th century. Since 1904 if you're a Bulldogs fan, since 1915 if you're a Gators fan, but don't ask me why. It has quite the name, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, kind of a mouthful, coined in the 1950s for the rowdiness and intoxication levels of the crowd. Upwards of 150,000 outside of Jacksonville's TIAA Bank Field. But that also begs the question, is there really a larger indoor cocktail party in the world? I digress. To the highlights. We'd go to overtime in OT. The Seahawks got the ball first. Russell Wilson threw 5 TDs on the day. This one to Jacob. I don't shop at Hollister. Seahawks win 40-34. They've given up more than 30 points 3 times this year. Here's Jameis on why he's still looking at things positively.
The glass is always full because just because it's maybe full, half full of water, it's still full with air.
That is a fact. Basketball will return to Alico Arena this week. In 14 meetings against the Bears this season, the Blades have pulled away 10 of those meetings. Of course, we'll have highlights and reaction from tonight's Game 1 at 11. Reporting live from Germain Arena, I'm Andrew McDevitt for NBC2.
People are going to always have their perceptions about me.
It's a story that has been told with dozens of different headlines, many of them negative. But when you consider Noel Devine's upbringing,
The story's still being written.
losing both of his parents before the age of 12, sharing a bedroom with 4 other siblings,
My best friend got killed.
his story is far from a negative one.
I beat a lot of odds, and in this life we live, you got to persevere and overcome obstacles. There's other people that had it worse than what I had it, so honestly, football has been an outlet for me.
It was here at Moody Field at North Fort Myers High School where Devine became a football legend. To this very day, he holds Lee County's all-time leading rushing record.
It means a lot to me just being an all-time leading rusher record here in Lee County. It gives me credibility here.
Credibility as a trainer for Southwest Florida's next football stars, and an opportunity to make sure they learn from his story.
And to let them know to make the right choices in life so they can succeed in life.
Devine has had 2 instances in his journey that many would consider squandered opportunities. First was when NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders attempted to adopt the talented teen who was lacking a true mentor in his life. Despite the rumors, Divine's decision to leave Deion was made with the right intentions.
The main thing, I was homesick. I was away from my firstborn, my daughter Desiree. I just had a bond with her, and then it was just an unbreakable bond.
The next was his decision to walk away from his NFL chance with the Philadelphia Eagles, just days after his best friend was murdered. His head just wasn't in the game.
I feel like there's two opportunities I didn't capitalize on. So people will look at me and then they put their perception on me. Well, this guy, he ran away from Deion, he ran away from the Eagles. People don't really know me, nor do they understand me or what I've been through in my life. But here I am, man. I'm still going.
And still dominating on the football field. Earlier this year, he won an arena championship with the West Virginia Rough Riders and has plans to continue his career on the gridiron. But most importantly, Noel will be finishing what he started at the University of West Virginia.
Here, I'll be graduating here in December with my degree. That's the biggest accomplishment for me. No one else has done that in my family.
Outside of school, there's another thing Noel has made a priority in his life: being a father to his 5 children.
Family is everything. At the end of the day, that's all you have. They carry the same last name as me. That's my blood. Just to be here to guide them and support them and just love them unconditionally and just let them know I'll always be here to support you no matter what you choose.
So no matter what your opinion is of him, he defines his story as a success because the name Noel Devine is still one that people remember.
I define my story as being persistent, never giving up, and just overcoming things. I made myself to be successful by creating a name for myself and what I have done so far. From here on out, it's on me and what I do with my name.
Reporting in Lee County, I'm Andrew McDevitt for NBC2.